Hey there. Hey there. Hello, how do you do? My name is Harry Wetzel. Thanks for coming. It's the 80s, darling. Yes, it is. It is March 1983. Right. Now, I've already had one date with my hypothetical girlfriend, and now I'm at the booze store, and it's Friday after our Tuesday date, and we're going to get together tomorrow night on the 5th. But today I'm in the booze store, and one of the ladies from the accounting comes down and says she's got a block of tickets for a Broadway show, and if anybody wants in, we could get them at a reduced rate because she got a whole bunch in a clump. So I'm going to get 2 tickets, and I'm going to ask Kathy. So that's what the plan is. And now it's the next night. We're on our second date. I'm on my second date with my new possible girlfriend. Look, nothing is guaranteed. We'll see how it goes. It's only our second date. We'll see what happens. First date we went in her neighborhood, went over to La Fondue and stuff. This time she's coming over to my neighborhood. She's coming over to Astoria, Queens. She's coming over to my place. I'm very excited. So I got the apartment nice and clean. And thank heavens, the roommates aren't around, which would have been fine, but it's just as well. Yeah, Rodent is usually over at what's-her-name's. There's no telling when you're going to see Keat. There never is. So I put on some Rachmaninoff, and she gets over there, and we have a lovely little visit. I get out a bottle of Chateauneuf de Pape, and we sit at the dining room, living room table, and we share some Chateauneuf de Pape, which is a red wine with a little bit of zest to it. It's got a creamy beginning, and then it gets dry like fog, and it's got a zesty finish. Yes. Very delicious, very full-bodied. It's fantastic wine. So we have a couple of nice glasses of that, and we're chatting. And she's a brain box, it turns out. She's got this great big degree from Vassar, an English degree, and she's telling me about her schooling in Vassar and how beautiful the campus is up there and everything. And then she's asking me about my schooling, and so I tell her about the University of Detroit and the BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts, acting program that I was in, and I tell her about that and how, you know, it was so much work and so much fun all rolled together and so much learning, and we're enjoying our Chateauneuf de Pape and the Rachmaninoff. We're listening to the second piano concerto, and we're listening to that, and the record ends. And we're both kind of hungry, so it's like, well, you want to get going? She's like, yeah. I said, all right, there is an Italian restaurant down the street a couple of blocks. I've never tried it. Would you like to give it a shot? She says, absolutely. So we go on downstairs and start walking down Steinway Avenue. Yes. And we pass the deli, Dimitri's Deli, Dimi, they call him, Dimi, you know. And then there's a couple more storefronts down. There's a bar. There's a local bar. And we always forget what the name of it is because there's a great big no parking sign on the front of the bar. And there's no parking area anywhere around. So we always thought that was sort of amusing, and we just call that the no parking bar. Yes. And then there's a liquor store where my dad picked up his bourbon and vermouth for his Manhattans when he came into town back at the beginning. Yes, on the 11/10/82. Yes. And then a couple of blocks down the street, it's this lovely neighborhood Italian joint. It's called Sabina's or Lina's or Gelsomina's or something like that. But it's obviously a beloved neighborhood joint. You you open the door and a waft of garlic hits you. This is gonna be good. And you go in there. It's a lovely, clean, calmly lit. It's not too bright. It's not too dark. It's just perfect. It's a lovely little emporium. And a waitstaff comes up right away, and he's a very funny, charming chap. I think his name was Carl, and he had a great New York accent. Yeah. And he was making some recommendations about the scampi and stuffed shells. So I had the scampi, and Kathy had the stuffed shells. And he said, "Can I show you our wine list?" And I said, "Thank you, no. Well, I'll just have some water." And Kathy said the same. Because here's the thing. I've got all the wine that we could ever want to drink back at the apartment. We're good. And no need to spend $8 on a single wine glass, because nothing against Sabina's, Gelsaminas, Sheenas, Lenas, Ninas, Binas, nothing against them. It's just what restaurants do. Right. So we have this fantastic meal. There's plenty of food. And we're sharing. She has a little bit of my shrimp, and I have a little bit of her stuffed shells. It was very romantic. It was. And she's so beautiful, with her beautiful complexion and those amazing green eyes and that beautiful strawberry blonde hair. She's just so lovely. And we wind up finishing our meal. There's more food than we can eat, so we take home in a couple of doggy bags. Yeah. And we settle up, leave a nice tip for Carl, and off we go. Yeah. And so we're walking back up the street. We're having a cigarette as we walk up the street. And I'm saying, "Hey, you want to stop in the no parking bar and get a drink? Might as well check out the local nightlife." And she said, "Yes, absolutely. Let's go in there." So we go in there, and it's loud. It's a nice little neighborhood bar. There's pool tables in the back, and there's a little dance area, and there's a loud jukebox there, and so we just go right up to the bar, and we have a couple of beers, and so we're like, "So, yes, what? Tell me more about Vassar. What?" It was too loud in there to have a conversation. It was just, what it's like. It's not conducive to conversation. It's not at all. So we finish our beers and get the hell out. And then we go on upstairs. Yes. And up to my apartment. And I put on the Paganini Caprices. Yes. Oh, and by the way, Keith showed up. When we were gone, he came back home. Oh, great. No, it's fine. He's a perfectly hilarious fellow. And the three of us sit around chatting and drinking some more Chateauneuf de Pop. Yes. Yes. And we're just sitting around enjoying ourselves. And Kathy and I are sitting next to each other on the sofa. And Keith's over there on the other chair there. And we're listening to records. We put on the Stones, and I put on some Zappa. Of course I did. And we sat around till it was late. Smoking dope. Keith never gave a damn about smoking reefer. But Kathy and I did, and we had a little bit more Chateauneuf de Pop, and we emptied that bottle, and between the three of us, and had some Beaujolais. There was always plenty of Beaujolais. And so it's late. It's late enough that it's like, well, Kathy and I are sort of looking at each other. So I stand up, I say, "Well, I turn to Keith, I say, "We'll see you tomorrow morning." And the two of us walk into my bedroom and shut the door. Yes. My bedroom, I got this cute little bedroom. I got my double bed there on a box spring mattress on the floor. I don't have a bed frame or anything like that. I've got my desk. It's a secretary, right? With the top that comes down and little cubby holes. I do a lot of writing there. I've got my bureau. I've got my 2 crates of records and my LP, my turntable on top of that. Yes, and a little night table, and a little lamp on it, and that's it, And then a closet over there, and oh, whoa, what was that? Excuse me. Anyhow, and there's a closet over there, and I put on the turntable, I put on the Wilhelm Furtwängler conducted version of the Beethoven Ninth Symphony. Yes, this is an amazing recording made back in 1951 or something like that. Yes, and it's just the premier recording of that particular piece of music. I love it. So I put that on. Put on side 1, movement 1. And it begins. And I change the lights. I've got twinkle lights in my bedroom, of course. And so I put those on and turn the white light off, so it's very romantic in there. And we're listening to the Beethoven, and we're just looking at each other. And we slowly start to move in towards each other. And we just start kissing. Just start making out. Now it's the next morning. We're in the main room there, sitting around, drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes at the dining room, living room table. Keith was already up. He had already made some coffee, so we're sitting around drinking coffee. I say, "You want to go to breakfast?" To Kathy, she says, "No, she's busy. She's got to go to lunch with her mom, and she doesn't want to eat anything." So we sit around for a little while, and then she's going to have to take off. So we smoke a little reefer, have another cigarette, finish up our coffee, and I walk her to the subway station. So we walk down to the subway station, go up the stairs. She puts her subway token in the turnstile. We give each other a nice big hug and a smooch, and off she goes. The train pulled up almost right away, and she was gone. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, well, I think I have a girlfriend. So what do I do with that? Well, I go back to work. Yes, we're going to see each other this week because we've got tickets to a Broadway show. Yes, we're going to see a show that neither one of us have ever heard of. It'll be very exciting. So meanwhile, between now and then, we have a 3rd date. Yes, the Broadway show is going to be our 4th date. This is looking good. So, all right. So we're going to get together Tuesday night, and then we're going to see the show on Thursday. So Tuesday, I get home from work, and I'm going to meet my girlfriend someplace, and that's what we're going to figure out on the phone. Right. So I give her a call, and something came up. She's not going to be able to make it tonight. She's got some thing that came up, and I'm like, oh. I said, but we're going to see each other Thursday night at the Broadway show. So I'll tell you about that next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. But please share this out. We need to build an empire together, and I need your help. Yes. I love this, and I look forward to talking with you again. All right.